Good morning, everybody. My name is Laura. Welcome to Hedgehog's Homestead. Today, or this morning, it's pretty darn early this morning, we're gonna feed our starter because you have to feed your starter in the morning to make bread in the evening. So this starter should be ready probably about 2 o'clock. And then I need to let my bread rise for several hours, and then we'll make a simple loaf of sourdough bread. But for now, let's just feed our starter. One thing I'm changing about my starter today is I have a whole wheat starter, which is a great way to start out, is either doing whole wheat or rye. Those seem to start a lot quicker. So the other day I corrected my starter. If you remember, it smelled like nail polish, and now it just smells like sourdough. I can continue to feed it after that time for about 3 times, and now it smells lovely, but I am out of whole wheat flour. And so I'm gonna add or feed my starter with all-purpose, non-bleached organic flour. The organic isn't important, guys. If you're worried about you can't find organic flour, don't worry about it. The most important thing with bread making is using a non-bleached flour. It does make a big difference. I was using regular flour. You can use all-purpose flour. You don't need bread flour to make most breads. Although it does give, I think I like bread flour more in rolls. So let's go ahead and feed this starter. And I have my whole wheat starter, just a little bit, because I made a little loaf the other day for my mom. And I didn't feed it right after, which I recommend, but I don't always do myself. And I have a little too much. Okay, so 140 grams of flour. Now I'm going to tare my scale again, so it says 0 again, and now I'm going to add 140 grams of lukewarm water, lukewarm filtered water. I was struggling with doing a starter for a long time, and it wasn't until I changed my the water into filtered water. We have very hard water here, but I do recommend it to everybody who's trying to get a starter going. use the filtered water and make it like 90 degrees, okay? Now, I've tested things out over the years. Just gonna get water out of my refrigerator, that works. And my refrigerator has a filter in it. You don't have to get a fancy filtered water. I put it in my microwave for 30 seconds, and my microwave will make it lukewarm in 30 seconds. Lukewarm, you want it like what a baby bottle would, you know how you test water on your wrist when you have a baby? That's the temperature you want it for your starter. Okay, now we're going to slowly pour the water in because we can't backtrack like we did with the flour if we overfill. That's 50 grams. It's 90 grams. 118 grams. 132. So now I'm just going to do little drips. 140. Now we're going to mix this thoroughly. I take it off the scale to do that. Sorry guys, I'm in my jammies today because it's early morning and I like to get my starter going first thing. You don't want your starter super wet. You want it a thicker consistency, almost like a bread I'll show it to you guys in a second. I'm going to especially mix this very thoroughly because I'm switching from one flour to the next flour, and you can do this. It might take a little bit longer to feed on this flour, but that's okay. Okay, see that's a nice consistency right there. It's thick, and that's the consistency we want. Now I'm going to put it back in my jar. Put the lid on. I'm just going to set the lid on it. I'm not going to tighten the lid down. And I like to just put mine in the microwave because that is the warmest dark place in my house because it's above the stove. It's nicer if it's a little bit warmer. You want to keep the air conditioning going on in your house or something like that. You want it in a warmer place. A lot of people just put it out on the counter, but I find when you put it in a darker place, it activates the starter better. So we're going to put it in our microwave, just let it sit there, and we'll check on it probably in about 5 hours, and it should be ready to go. You want your starter. A lot of people put a rubber band around it. I like to use the mason jars because I have this starter is on the line of 8 ounces. And so I know when it gets to 16 ounces, it's doubled in size. You want it nice and bubbly. To make bread, you don't want the starter to come all the way up or risen very high and on its way down. If it's on its way down, you do not want to make bread. You're not going to have a stable bread to make. You want to catch it on the way up. As the starter is starting to feed and it's rising, you want to catch it in that rise, and that's when you go ahead and make your bread. Okay? So you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for coming along with me this morning. Please like and subscribe, and God bless. Okay, Miss Birdie. Let's see if you have anything underneath you. Oh, one egg. Thank you, honey. We're gonna have to put you down so you can eat now, okay?